Morning. Hail the Lord Crusader!
Hail, Sir Knight. Is it a good time?
Lady Crusader, once again you've made it back, surviving what most would consider certain death. Drekius informed me of your arrival. We've already drawn up plans to take over the Imperial City and remove Gareth from power. All we're waiting for is your command, ma'am. We occupied it for a short while after your disappearance. The Imperial Legion then showed up one day and ordered us to vacate it. No sooner than we had left the building, they surrounded us in the courtyard and tried to arrest us. That's when we knew that something was amiss. I don't know how he obtained it, but he has the Amulet of Kings, and used it to relight the dragon fires, claiming the Imperial throne for himself. There are rumors that his Amulet of Kings is a fake, and that he is not a legitimate successor to the Septums. But while the dragon fires are burning, he has support from most of the Imperial Legion, and many citizens, especially the elves. Even while on the run, we have had benefactors wanting to see our resistance succeed. We have a supply of high-quality steel that Sergius uses to make this heavy armor that we're wearing, as well as shields for the new members. Sir Gaiman and Sir Gokimir were also able to obtain a shipment of legendary Skyforged steel swords from Skyrim, with which to arm their squads. Gareth ordered the Imperial City sealed off. The entrances are heavily guarded and barred from the inside. There's no way of getting in without a small army and heavy siege equipment. Fortunately for us, we have some contacts on the inside who will open the gates for us when the time comes. The Imperial Legion was thrown into turmoil when Gareth proclaimed himself Emperor. Most of them believed that they were duty-bound to serve whomever relit the dragon fires, whether they liked the person or not. Others believed that some sort of trickery was involved and refused to recognize him as Emperor. But the pivotal moment was when Gareth ordered them to round up minority races, and that's when the fighting began. Many Imperial Legion soldiers left in disgust, while others are now covertly aiding our resistance. While we have enough soldiers to make a well-planned attack on the Imperial City, our biggest problem is Gareth himself. The Amulet of Kings gives him power over man and mare. His voice instantly charms lesser minds, and that's how he came into power so quickly. We can't simply march an army into the Imperial Palace, as they'll end up turning on themselves as soon as he uses the amulet's powers. We could sneak a select few into the palace, but remember that Gareth single-handedly defeated 8 Knights of the Nine at the Priory. But with your return, we finally have a champion whose combat prowess matches his, and that's what my plan revolves around. What we'll do is create a diversion while you sneak in via the Imperial sewer system. When you're ready, let me know and I'll start a detailed briefing of the operation. Walk with the Nine, Commander.
You've got my ear. And my
The time
arm
has come, Sir.
Well met.
I'll be leading the Knights of the Nine to the Imperial City as soon as the briefing ends, so we won't be able to pause the mission. Are you ready to begin? As you command, Lady Crusader. I'll go through with you what you'll need to do as soon as I've briefed the Knights.
May the Nine guide and protect you.
Blessings of the Nine upon you. Finally, a purpose worth fighting for. In truth, I long for righteous battle. When do we set out? What
Knights of the Nine, assemble!
We pray, fellow knight. First and foremost, we pray. The Nine must bless us and strengthen us. Only then will we be ready.
Today is the day that we have been preparing for. Today is the day that the Divine Crusader has returned to lead us to victory. Today we will storm the Imperial City to depose a tyrant who threatens all free people with enslavement. Our primary objective is to create a diversion so that the Divine Crusader can reach the Imperial Palace. Allies within the Imperial Legion will unbar the gates at the Talos Plaza and Temple districts. We will enter and set up a defensive formation, holding these choke points for as long as necessary. Although we will be outnumbered, the streets will prevent the enemy from flanking us, allowing us to hold our ground against a larger force. Once we're in position, the enemy will be drawn towards our location, leaving the other districts relatively unguarded. The Divine Crusader will take this opportunity to enter the Market District from a secret passage and make her way to the Imperial Palace. The enemy is a mix of Aurorans, Eliads, and Legion soldiers. Some Legion soldiers are allies and will have a red diamond painted on their armor. Do not attempt to confront Gareth if you encounter him. He is much too powerful for any of us to fight. Instead, focus your efforts on keeping the enemy away from the Divine Crusader so that she can deal with Gareth. By the end of the day, Gareth will be removed from power. His ability to influence man and mare will be broken. And without their leader to bind them here, the Aurorans will be banished back to Meridia's realm. May the Nine watch over you all. Knights of the Nine, move out! Now that you know how we'll set up the diversion, here's what you'll need to do. You'll need to head to the north exit of the Imperial sewer system. The gate there may be locked, so make sure you have some lockpicks with you. Follow this map that I've given you and wait at the Market District entrance. Once we've started the attack, I'll send a runner to let you know. We'll hold our positions for as long as we can to give you time to find Gareth and defeat him. May the Nine watch over you, Lady Crusader.
Lady Crusader! Just letting you know that the attack has started. You should head up there now. I'm going back to help Sir Thedret now.
Thank you for freeing me from house arrest. But if you're after Gareth, he's not here. He's gone to the Temple of the One. Hurry there before more guards arrive.
The Divine Crusader finally shows up again. I admire your persistence, finding your way back even after being stranded in the First Era. Do you like what I've done with the place? Relighting the dragon fires has certainly brightened up this temple, don't you think? And look who's here as well. Your Knights of the Nine, following you like lambs to the slaughter.
We're with you, Lady Crusader. Let's take him out together.
Pathetic worms. Lady Crusader, you are not paralyzed. Most impressive indeed. Just as well, my Aurorans could do with some exercise. Try as much as you want, Lady Crusader. The gods protect me now. You fool! Do you have any comprehension of what you have just done? You may have just caused the end of civilization in Tamriel. The gods would never forgive me if I allowed you to plunge the Empire into civil war and bloodshed. It's time for you to taste the true power of Meridia's blinding light.
You did it! You actually defeated Gareth! The guy was able to take out an army on his own, yet you bested him. Although I was powerless to help, I saw everything with my own eyes. Even then, I'm still finding it hard to believe what just happened. Was that really Naomi who appeared at the Dragonfires? It must have. How else could she have appeared and prayed to the Nine? And being a descendant of Saint Alessia, the gods must have heard her. The fighting outside seems to have stopped now. With the Dragonfires extinguished, perhaps Gareth's influence has ended. Let's head outside and see whether we'll be congratulated or persecuted.
The Empire is forever indebted to you for defeating the tyrant that is Gareth and breaking the spell that he held over our people. Regardless of the authenticity of his Amulet of Kings, he abused his power and used the Empire as a means to subjugate and persecute. Your services to the Empire shall not be forgotten, and as High Chancellor of the Elder Council, I will ensure that you receive your just reward. I hereby unconditionally absolve you and your Knights of the Nine of all charges laid upon you during Gareth's rule. I also grant the Knights of the Nine official imperial recognition as an order devoted to fighting for faith, loyalty, courage, and honor. Finally, I wish to offer you the title of Commander of South Cyrodiil. Accepting the title entails duties to the Empire, but also many benefits. As Commander of South Cyrodiil, you will be provided a suitable fortification from which to carry out your duties. Castle Reles, which you captured from Gareth, will be renamed the Castle of the Nine, and you will be its lady. Upkeep of your knights and their equipment and the castle will be paid for by the Empire. Your order will be required to patrol the area between Skingrad and Bravil and keep it free of bandits and monsters. In the event of incursions from elsewhere or an invasion of Tamriel, your order is required to militarily assist the Empire in any way possible. Finally, the Elder Council may issue you with specific missions of a military nature from time to time. Very well then, I shall have the paperwork drawn up so it can be ratified by the Council. You may start relocating your knights to the Castle of the Nine right away. I will also send one of my architects there to assist with the castle's refurbishment and refitting. Once again, on behalf of the Empire, I extend my thanks to the Knights of the Nine.
How may I serve you, Commander? walk with the Nine, Commander.
Hail! The Divine Crusader, Avatar of Pelennor, returns victorious. From your humble beginnings as a pilgrim, you have journeyed alongside heroes, saints, Ada, and even the gods themselves. Twice you have stricken down Umaril the Unfeathered, Debaser and Sorcerer King of the Aliens. And likewise, you have cast down Gareth, Oppressor and Defiler. Corrupt and profane was his power, enslaving man, mare, and beast alike. The Knights of the Nine, courage their birthright, valor their shield, and justice their sword. They stand fast against the shadow of tyranny and smite its influence wherever it may be found. As the gods have deemed you worthy, it is fitting that your citadel shall become a shrine to the Eight and One. I have consecrated the grounds on which this castle rests. Castle Relais is no longer a stronghold of oppression. In its stead, the Castle of the Nine will protect and shelter those who walk with the Nine.
My pleasure, really.
Hello, Lady Crusader. High Chancellor Okato sent me. My name is Valerius, and I will serve as the steward of this castle. The High Chancellor asked me to assist you in the upkeep of this castle in any way that I can. I've surveyed the castle and can recommend a number of changes to make it better suited for you and your knight's needs. I've also hired a publican to run and maintain the guest house, so that we don't have to worry about it. Finally, I have useful contacts with various merchants and builders, so please call upon me if there is anything I can assist with. Yes, I've heard about what Gareth and his soldiers did to the Priory. It's saddening to see such a historically significant building burned down. If you want to restore the Priory, though, I know of an Orsimer from Vardenfell who... Because of the extensive damage, though, it will cost 30,000 septims in labor and materials, and will take several weeks to complete. Shall I ask the... Excellent. I'll send for Duma Grolag and ask him to gather up his builders and begin work right away. I travel to the Imperial City daily to run my errand. Oh, to facilitate travel, I've moored a boat to the docks outside the castle. You can... There is much that can be improved upon in this castle. Thanks to your friend the Prophet decorating it with statues of the Nine Divines, the main hall won't need much work. Still, I think it could do with some Knights of the Nine Banners and a coat of arms above the front door. I can also retile the floor and install a decorative stained glass ceiling. If I order them now, the decorations will be ready in 2 days. The cost will be 1900 septim. I'll order them straight away then. Sir Thedred has taken one of the 4 rooms for his living quarters. There's much we can do to improve the other 3 rooms, though. As the leader of your Order of Knights, you'll need a room in which to hold meetings and plan your soldiers' movements. I can furnish the room leading to your quarters as a strategy room. I'll also add armor stands and display cases to give it an air of authority. I can assemble the furniture and fittings within 2 days. I'll order them straight away then. The problem with alchemy is the ingredients are difficult to organize in such a way that you can get the ingredient you want when you want it. I can arrange for a collection of 150 labeled apothecary jars, as well as hire an assistant who can sort and retrieve the ingredients for you. And to top it all off, I'll order a set of laboratory-grade alchemical equipment that will allow you to make potions of the highest potency. The lab won't come cheap though. It will cost 12,000 septims. I'll place the order for the lab and begin hiring an alchemist. Everything should be ready in around 5 days. I've just received an advanced enchanting station imported from the Somerset Isles, which would make a perfect addition to your castle. Unlike regular enchanting stations, it can draw mana from its surroundings to power your enchantments and even fill your soul gems for you. The cost is 5,000 septims, and it will take 2 days for it to be assembled and calibrated. I'll order it straight away then. Research into the nature of Oblivion Gates at the Arcane University has led to a discovery that allows the alteration of sigil stones. Using this discovery, they have created a device that allows you to change the effects of a given sigil stone. They have one ready for delivery if you want it. It will cost 3,500 septims and should arrive tomorrow. I'll order it. I can furnish the upper quarters with a spell-making lectern like the ones in the Arcane University. If you order it now, I can have it here by tomorrow. I'll order them straight away then. I know a bookseller in High Rock who has just finished scribing a definitive collection of spell tomes. His collection covers almost every known spell effect, including some very hard-to-obtain ones such as Drain Attribute and Reflect Damage. If you plan on making spells or enchanting items, this research library will prove almost priceless to you. It will cost 15,000 septims, and take 5 days for these tomes to be delivered. I'll order the spell tomes right away then. Expect them to be delivered in around 5 days. As you wish. Ah, much can be done to improve your personal quarters. One of the traders I work with has just received a shipment of luxury furniture and carpet from Hammerfell. I can have it shipped here from the warehouse within a couple of days. I'll order them straight away then. You'll need a well-appointed office if you wish to run the Knights of the Nine effectively. I can furnish your quarters with an executive desk, drawers, and other storage facilities, and provide all the office supplies that you'll need. Shall I place an order? The cost is 1,200 septims, and you can expect the furniture to arrive tomorrow. I'll order them straight away then. You'll definitely need an armor display cabinet to replace the armor stand that was lost in the Priory's Undercroft. I'll also gather together some display cases so you can place some of your items on display. The cost will be 1,000 septims. I'll order them straight away then. I can arrange for bookshelves for you to organize all the books, scrolls, and documents that you've been collecting over time. Also, Phintius informs me that he recently acquired a complete collection of several rare book series from an estate sale. If you'd like me to order the books and furniture, the total cost is 9,000 septim. I'll order it straight away then. A selection of paintings to help dress up those drab walls. And what's the Divine Crusader's quarters without some Knights of the Nine Banners? If I order them today, I'll order them straight away then. I can assemble a collection of labeled chests so that you can keep all your armor, weapons, and adventuring gear organized. For 1600 septims, I can have them delivered. I'll order them straight away then. As you wish. I'm glad to report that the exterior is in good shape and won't need any major work. We've removed all of Gareth's old banners, so you could consider replacing them with Knights of the Nine banners. We could also place the Knights of the Nine coat of arms in the courtyard and the front of the castle. I can have the banners and coats of arms made within a day. I'll order them straight away then. The basement looks like it has been neglected for years, and Gareth's portal has left it in a mess. However, with a bit of work, the basement would make a perfect training hall. I can add some archery. I'll also hire a trainer so that you can have someone to practice with. It will definitely help keep you and your knights in peak physical form. It will take around a week and cost 23,000 septims to Excellent. The contractors will start work on it in one day. Once they begin, the basement will be off limits until the refitting is complete. If you have left anything of value in the basement... Very well then. Goodbye, ma'am.
Hail. Good to see you.